Now scheduling algorithms, we have FCFS, shortest job first scheduling, priority scheduling, round robin scheduling, multi-level queue scheduling, multi-level feedback queue scheduling. We will see the other three, that is called as round robin scheduling, multi-level queue scheduling and multi-level feedback queue scheduling. In round robin scheduling, we have, suppose the processes are there, P1, P2, P3, P1, then again P2, then again P3, therefore in a cyclic form it will come. Therefore burst time is 24 for P1 and P2 it is 3 milliseconds, P3 is again 3 milliseconds. Now whenever if I want to draw a Gantt chart, that is called as for round robin scheduling, we have P1 quantum is equal to 4 milliseconds, we will be taking here, quantum is equal to 4. Therefore here P1 24 milliseconds are there, that will be divided, first we have to take only 4 milliseconds, that is 0 plus 4 is 4, again you have to go to the P2, therefore 3, we have taken 4 what are the quantum but is 3 milliseconds it is, therefore add 4 plus 3, 7 milliseconds it will come, again for P3 also it is 3, therefore 7 plus 3, 10. Then again whatever the leftover time that is there, that you have to add all the whatever the quantum 4 milliseconds to from whatever the P3 to up to whatever with the other remaining time whatever it is there for P1. Therefore P1 we have used only 4 milliseconds, therefore other whatever with the 20 milliseconds that will be taken after the P3. Therefore 10 plus 4, then again 14 plus 4, 18 plus 4 up to it is 30. Therefore complete whatever with the processes will actually end or it will go to the destination state. Therefore P1, P2, P3, again P1, whatever the leftover time is there that will be taken. Here we can find the average waiting time, that is equal to 10 minus 4. What is 10 minus 4? Because here P1 is 10, again in the first whatever with the 4 it is there, therefore 10 minus 4 it is 6 milliseconds. Again for P2 it is 4 milliseconds waiting time, again for P3 it is 7 milliseconds waiting time. Therefore total it is 6 plus 4 plus 7, that is 17 milliseconds. You have to take the average by 3, you will get 5.66 milliseconds, that will be coming for the average waiting time for round robin scheduling. Next we will go to the multi-level queue scheduling. Multi-level queue scheduling will have, if you take an example, we have system processes will be there, interactive processes will be there, interactive editing processes will be there, batch processes and student processes will be there. Here the highest priority will be given for the system processes and low priority will be given for the student processes. In this also we will be taking the table like processes P1, P2, P3 and burst time is 24 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds. The extra whatever be the column that is there for multi-level queue scheduling is different queues will be there per different process. Therefore P1 it is first queue, P2 also it is first queue and P3 is in a second queue. Therefore foreground process and background process will be taken in the multi-level queue scheduling. Therefore foreground process will be taken as round robin scheduling, that we have seen in the previous whatever with the explained, and background process will be the FCFS, that is called as first come first serve scheduling will be used. The average waiting time will be calculated basing on the round robin scheduling which are there in P1, P2. Therefore P1, P2 you will be calculating for the round robin scheduling, and for P3 inclusive or exclusively we will be actually calculating for FCFS, that is background process. Therefore basing on that multi-level queue scheduling, different whatever the queues are in different queues, the processes will be handled or it will be entered into the CPU. Therefore foreground will be the round robin and background will be the FCFS, and individually we have to actually calculate the average waiting time. Coming to the last one, that is called as multi-level feedback queue scheduling. In this we have multi-level feedback queue scheduling will have quantum will be taking as 8 milliseconds and next one will be quantum will be taking as 16 milliseconds. Therefore Q0, Q1, Q2 like the different whatever with the multi-level queues will be there, processes will be the different same, P1 is first queue, P2 is in first queue and P3 is in second queue, or P1 is in first queue, P2 is in second queue, P3 in third queue. Like that also we can take quantum is equal to 8 seconds, therefore first we have to take 8 seconds, then if it is not finished it goes to the next quantum, that is we have to take a 16 milliseconds. Then after completing all these, whatever the first queue, that is q0 empty and q1 also if it is empty, then it goes to the q2, that is called as FCFS, first come first serve scheduling will be calculated at last. Therefore multi-level feedback queue scheduling will have a different queues, therefore quantum will be taken as 8 milliseconds, then afterwards 16 milliseconds, then it goes to the FCFS. Therefore there we will be calculating the average waiting time for all the processes which are there in the CPU.